Hi everyone. I'm starting a journal, so I thought I would share with you how I cover my cereal boxes, because that was a question that was being asked quite a lot on the Junk Journal Junkies group. So I thought while I'm doing it, I'll do a video. For this one here, I've just measured it to the size that I want. So if you were doing that, just measure it to the size you want. Sometimes I actually, you know, this middle bit here, like which would be the edge of the side of your box. Sometimes I do cut that off and make 3 separate pieces, but in this case I'm actually using it as one piece. This is an old Rice Krispie thing we'd got to make Rice Krispie cakes, and I wouldn't recommend buying them because they were like rice, as in proper rice. It was really rubbish. So anyway, I use some whatever cardstock you want to. I'm using just this white one because I'm going to ink it up a little bit afterwards. I'm not going to show you the process of doing the whole cover, but I'm just going to show you how I strengthen these covers up. So I've cut it all to the size that I want, which is roughly A5 size. And I've got my 2 sheets of cardstock. Now, that's not big enough. So what I'm going to do is attach these 2 pieces together. And this wasn't my idea. I actually saw this with, is it Butterfly Kisses? Can't remember her name. So right along this side here, I'm just going to run a piece of double-sided tape, and I would use a good sticky one because you want this to stay. Because I know some of these, I wouldn't use like snail or anything like that. I think I would use a good double-sided tape, score tape or whatever. Then I'm just going to line this up like so, just so that it attaches. So now my piece is now that size. So I know that that is going to cover my whole box with, you know, space around the edges to fold over. So what I'm going to do now, sometimes depending on how glossy these are, this isn't too bad, I would roughly sand that down, but today I'm not going to. So I'm using Mod Podge. You can use whatever glue you like. So I'm at the bottom of this now and it's getting a little bit so I'm just gonna make sure I put a good coat of this on everywhere. Sometimes I just pour it on, you know, it's not rocket science. So do that, make sure there is, you know, a good coat. You don't want little bits not sticking down because you will see that on the cardstock. Once it's dry, it kind of bubbles up a little bit. So give it a good coat. It doesn't matter if you get it on the cardstock because you're only going to stick this down to it anyway. Okay, so then I'm going to flip that over and I'm going to leave roughly about ½ an inch or so from the top here and around the sides. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of line the, you know, the crease. I'm going to kind of line that up so that the bit underneath, which is in about a centimetre or so, is going to roughly be in the middle of the spine. So again, not rocket science, just put it down. Where's my bond folder? If you've got a brayer, that would be even better. I don't, and I just use my bond folder. My Mod Podge dries pretty well. Okay, where's my scissors? So what I'm going to do now is just trim off down here. You can use an X-Acto knife and a ruler if you wish. I just use my scissors. Then I'm going to kind of mite my corners. There's loads of different ways to do this. I prefer doing it just like that, taking it not right to the edge, just like so, and obviously do that on all 4 corners. Just checking that I'm in frame. So that's how I normally do it. I would go over that again. Where did I put my bum folder? Just to make sure that it's all stuck down. And it will ooze out the sides. You know, if you obviously, I mean, I'm going to cover over this, so if there's any marks that go on there, I'm not too fussed. So you can use like craft card, black card, any, you know, any type of card that you wish. I'm just going to look up these gluey bits. Then I would just fold these over, just manipulate them over. On all 4 sides, and I get the tape back again. You can use the Mod Podge, but this is just as good. And at this point, once I've done this, I do actually set this to one side and let it dry. And you know, because when you try to fold it all over, when especially on these creases here, if it's still wet, it actually won't take, and it will get all kind of bumpy, and it'll look a little bit decrepit looking. And I know some people, you know, that really bothers them. It just depends on what how you're going to decorate your cover and your spine. So I'd normally take my 2 long lengths and then just fold that over. You can burnish it with your bond folder. Oops. I'm trying to keep this under 15 minutes. I try and keep all my videos under 15 minutes so that I don't have to use Movie Maker, because me and Movie Maker really don't get along. It takes like 2 days to upload a half-hour video or something. Haven't got time for that. So, you know, you can go around it like that. Sometimes you'll find that your box will start kind of warping in, but that's because of the wetness of it. Once that's dried and, you know, you're working with it, it does sort itself out. Because I'm actually going to be using this for a journal, I will slightly manipulate it in, and you do it nice and slow, don't force it. Like I said, I would normally leave this to dry a little bit longer before I start doing this. So that would be your outside of your cover done. And because I'm not sure what I'm doing in the inside yet, I would normally use white cardstock again, because I've got to ink all that up. I would normally cover these 2 pieces and then a piece to cover the spine, maybe some decorative edge, so that you've got a pocket. I might come back and do that, because I do want to let this dry a little bit longer before I start messing about with it and ruining it. So I think I might just go and decide what I'm going to do, and then I'll show you the next step on that. I'm not going to show you how I'm doing the journal, because I don't really know yet, but this is what I'm doing so far. So I'll go ink this up, come back and show you how I'm going to do the inside of this cover, because the video's now at 9 minutes. I hope this has been useful to use those of you who have been asking how to do it, and it really does make a big difference to your journal. And obviously once you've put some more cardstock on the inside, it really does firm it up, because some people have said to me, is that an actual book cover that you've used? And I I think I've only used a book cover once or twice to make a journal. The rest of it is like recycled cardboard. So I will be back with part 2.